Hey gang, it's Jennifer Herndon. I want to stop by today and just give you some tips for your new business that you're starting up for your class. I want to just give you 3 short pieces of advice here pretty quickly. The first is that I would recommend you develop a strong personal brand. Even though you're a company, people want to do business with people, not with companies, and that's becoming more and more true in the age of the internet when we have all of the social media connections that we make, and relationship marketing is really where it's at. So although you will have a company, because you're more than one person, I'm sure you'll have a company and not just your individual selves. You need to make sure that you're a recognizable brand as individuals. I would recommend that you have first of all, either a recognizable color, logo, title tag, tagline that people can remember so that make you stand out from other things that they see. Once you've developed that, whatever your logo is going to be or whatever your theme or tagline is going to be, make sure you also concentrate on putting your own faces in your business. Don't just hide behind the logo, because what people want to see is the person they're going to be doing business with, not some company that's nameless and faceless. So develop a strong personal brand that stands out because it's your name and your face and because it has something that people will remember. Second tip I want to give you is to make sure you find your audience on social media and that you have a strong social media strategy. You'll want to set up a presence. You'll want to have a Facebook page. You'll want to have a Twitter account, be on LinkedIn, be on Google+. Those are the must-haves in addition to any other social media network you decide to go on to. Now you will figure out where your audience is as you start to interact on these platforms and go and concentrate on maybe the 2 social media platforms where most of your audience is at. Make those where your strongest presence is. And you want to make sure you have a strategy for your social media, not that you're just out there putting stuff out willy-nilly. You want your strategy to always ultimately be to drive people back to where your website is, because that's where they'll really get to know what your services are and get a chance to actually buy from you, and they'll really get to know who you are as people. You can have individual, your pictures and your bios and everything on your website. So your social media strategy really has to be geared towards ultimately, not the first time every time, but ultimately driving people back to your website where they can purchase your services. And there really is a strategy involved in that you have to sit down and hopefully even consult with a social media strategist about how you can best do that to make sure you're using social media effectively. Because social media can be very time consuming, and if you are going to put a lot of time into it, which I recommend that you do, you want to make sure that time is well spent and that there's a payoff. The third tip I want to give you is to make sure you recognize your expertise. I understand that what you want to give people is something that they can afford, something that students aren't priced out of because it costs so much money. But you also need to make sure you don't undervalue yourselves or whoever is going to be helping you with the tutoring. Because if you do undervalue yourselves and you offer a ridiculously low price for your services, fewer people are going to be interested, fewer people are going to take you seriously. If you think about if somebody offers you a course on entrepreneurship for free, it may just sit on your hard drive forever because it's free. How much could it really help you? To whereas if they charge you $300 for it, you're like, oh, well, this must be good stuff because it's expensive. I'm not saying you should price yourself out of the market, but you need to make sure that you know that you are experts, you have a service that people really need and really want, and they are going to take it more seriously and get more out of it and be more likely to put their trust in you if you make sure and price yourself seriously. So I want to encourage you to do that, because a lot of people, when they start out, they don't understand how much their value really is, and they actually would sell more stuff or more services if they price themselves higher than they do with the lower price. So I hope those tips are helpful to you. I'm excited to hear about how your business goes. Please keep me updated, and I do want to make it known that I did not know any of you before I got this invitation to do the video, and I want to wish you best of luck in Professor Goldfarb's entrepreneurship class, and I look forward to hearing about your success. Bye-bye.